So, good evening and welcome back to ECO, the skill provider. This is a written class, and in this particular written class, I want to give you something very interesting also. And certain topics we have not taken so far. It's very easy. You feel it's very easy, but it's not easy at all. Most of the time, you face a lot of difficulties. So that is the basic things. It's called article. Whenever you're trying to write anything, you use a lot of article in that particular thing. And sometimes very difficult for you to use article at the right place. So today we are going to, discuss the importance of article the in a sentence. Okay. So importance of the. Okay. So these are the things I want to teach you. So before that, let me tell you why I have taken this topic because I'm sure you guys are bound to make a lot of mistakes. Okay. So before I can go further, let me give you two sentences and you are supposed to find out what's the exact difference you are trying to get. Okay. So my first sentence, I am going to hospital. And the second sentence, I am going to the hospital. So there are two sentences I have written for you. One is called, I am going to hospital. And the second sentence is called, I am going to the hospital. So could you please find out what's the exact difference you're trying to get? And what exactly you can get out of the two sentences? First sentence ର meaning କଣ ହେଇପାରେ? The second sentence ର meaning କଣ ହେଇପାରେ? Could you please tell me? It's there on your screen. Everybody, what's the difference you're trying to do? Rajesh sir, Debjani ma'am, Dev sir, Muktikan sir, Vasim ma'am, from everybody. I am going to hospital. I am going to the hospital. What's the difference you're trying?
I am going to hospital ଯାଉଛି.
Okay. I am going to hospital. Okay, hospital out. And what about the second one, sir?
So the sentence right now, sir.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You are supposed to tell me. Is there any problem to the sentence? I don't know. That's why I put it before you. If I'm going to write the sentences like this, you have to tell me like what's the things you are getting. Sometimes you say, I go to school. I am going to the school. So here you can understand that the difference of only the. And there is something called an article. Right? That's the only difference you can check it out. Apart from that, nothing is there. So could you please tell me what's the difference here? You are trying to find it out. I'm going to school. I'm going to the school. I'm going to police station. I'm going to the police station. I'm going to bank. I'm going to the bank. I'm going to blood bank. I'm going to the blood bank, like that.
Proper noun ପୂର୍ବରୁ sir the ବସିବ.
I'm sorry, sir. Yes.
Proper noun ପୂର୍ବରୁ the ବସିବ.
So hospital is a proper noun. Is it a proper noun? It's a common noun. अच्छा, proper noun कौन हला? Proper noun पूर्व दी बचो दी. Suppose can I put before I can Muktikant? The Muktikant. Muktikant is a proper noun also. So are you going to put the before a proper noun, which is absolutely not correct? Are you getting my point, everybody? Are you confused? Muktikan sir, I am going to school. I am going to the school. Yes, sir. Please tell me, gentlemen, everybody. You might have been writing like this for a long time. And what's the difference you are trying to get? Look, I don't want to take. That's called the importance of the. And that's why I have chosen a topic, something called the importance of the. And I'm going to give you not only one, I'm going to give you seven different situations where the value of the is absolutely paramount. You cannot neglect it. The meaning ta kon bujhuntu. First, try to understand. I am going to school. I'm going to hospital. I'm going to first try to understand what is hospital. Here, hospital is an institution. It is an institution. What is an institution? An institution is just like an institute, which it has been, it is a building or it is a structure, which is used for a particular purpose. Yes or no? It is used for a particular purpose, right? So take the example of, like, no, please mute it, everybody, please mute it. I am going to hospital. First, try to understand whether it is a hospital. So hospital, it is an institution. And this institution is there for a particular purpose. What is the purpose? To save the lives of the people. हमें चिकित्सा पाई हॉस्पिटल जाऊँ, right? Take the example another institute called school. So why school is there? For studying. It's not for politics. It's for studying, right? Take the example of bank. Why banks are there? To transact money, you have to deposit, you have to withdraw. So it is related to finance. So bank has a particular purpose. Upon bank just like you are not going to deposit fee in, you transact in school. So whether it is a hospital, it is school, it is bank, it is RBI, anything like that. Whatever may be the institution, it has a particular purpose. If you are going for the purpose, don't use the. Are you getting my point? So whenever I say I am going to hospital, that means you are a patient or you are a doctor, you are a nurse, or you are working with a hospital. So whenever you say I am going to hospital, it seems you are a patient. Suppose I'm not feeling good. And you'll say, sir, where are you going? I'm going to hospital because I'm a patient. Or you can say I'm a doctor. Either I am a doctor, or you can say I'm a patient, or I am somebody who is related to the operation of the, functioning of the, hospital. But the moment I am telling I am going to the hospital, that means I am not the patient, or I am not a doctor, or I am not a staff nurse. Who am I? I may be accompanying somebody. Suppose Muktikan sir jauchanti, I'm his brother. I'm going with him. Devjani ma'am jauchanti, I'm his brother. ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଯାଉଛି. Vibhu sir ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି, I'm his friend. ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଯାଉଛି. So that is something accompany purpose for other purpose. Or suppose I'm a plumber. I'm going to hospital because I have some plumbing work there. I'm an electrician. I have some electrical work there. Where pending in hospital. I'm going to the hospital. So remember, going for the purpose, don't use the. Suppose you say, Muktikan sir, you can say, I am going to school because you are a teacher. You can say, I am going to school, not going to the school. If I am going to meet you, if I say, where are you going? I am going to the school to meet my friend. That's very important. So that is the uniqueness of the. Sometimes no textbook is teaching like this. So that's very important. Remember, you are going to any institution for the purpose it has been made or it has been there. You are not going to use it. तमाने institution टा जो कार्य ପାଇଁ ହେଇଛି ଆପଣ स्कूल ଯିବେ ଆପଣ जे छात्र हिसाବରେ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି don't use it. I am going to school, not I am going to the school. ଯଦି ଦି ହଉଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ହେଇଥିବେ କିମ୍ବା ଅଲଗା ଲୋକ ହେଇଥିବେ. ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ସ୍କୁଲରେ କିଛି ପ୍ଲାଷ୍ଟରିଂ କାମ ହଉଛି ଆଣ୍ଡ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଲାଇକ୍ ଜଷ୍ଟ ଲାଇକ୍ ଏ ମ୍ୟାଜର ମିସ୍ତ୍ରୀ ମୁଁ ଜଣେ ତ ମୁଁ ଯାଉଛି କାମ କରିବା ପାଇଁ what I can say I am going to the school or I went to the school yesterday. But ଆପଣ କହିବେ suppose you are a teacher, you are a librarian, you are a PN, you are the principal, you are the headmaster, or you are the student. You are supposed to say I'm going to school. Now it is loud and clear to everybody. ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ ଆପଣ ମାନେ? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting my point? Everybody? Rajesh sir, Tapaswin ma'am, Vibhu sir, everybody. Devjani ma'am, ଆପଣ ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ? Yes or no? ନା ବୁଝିହେଲା?
Yes, sir.
So that's very important. Suppose ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ କହିବେ ଯେ I am going to bank. Whenever you say I am going to bank. So what do you mean by that? That means you are going either to withdraw money or to depositing money. You are going for the banking purpose. You have some banking work like no. Suppose you need to take out the stipend. You want to deposit money. You are doing any kind of that is the banking work. The exact banking work. You can say I am going to bank. The moment you say I am going to the bank, the meaning is different. That means you are not going for banking work, for other work. Suppose I'm a, or I'm a telecom engineer. So there is no network issue. The bank is facing. So I can go and fix the issue. I'm an electrician. There's some problems in the bank. Electricity is concerned. So I can fix it up. So that is something called, I can say I'm going to the bank. I went to the bank. I have gone to the bank, whatever it may be. So this is very important. Jodi upon Joe Institute, there are a lot of institutions are there. Upon the school, college, university, RBI, banks, these called institute, library. Suppose I am going to library. तामाने कौन पे अपन जाउछंती? You are going to library means study. What is the purpose of library? To get the book, to refund the book, or to study there. That's all. But you say, no, I am going to the library. That means maybe you are a sweeper, maybe you are a rack holder, anything like that. And apart from studying work, तामाने प्रत्येक institution ଯାହାକି ତାର particular କାମ ପାଇଁ ହେଇଛି ସେଇ କାମ ପାଇଁ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ ଦି ଲଗେଇବେ ନାହିଁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଅଦର କାମ ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ ଦି ଲଗେଇବେ and that is the first importance of this is something called going for the purpose to any institute don't use it. This is my first explanation. এটা clear ହେଇଗଲା ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର? Everything is clear or any problem?
Yes, sir.
Clear everybody? Sukul sir, Jayanti ma'am, everybody? Clear? Okay. Fine. तो आपण देखिले इथे there is something called the importance the आज हमें व्यवहार करछन्ते importance of the and why it is important because most of the time you guys are making a lot of mistake. You are making a lot of mistake. आपण यार purpose आपण कहबे I am मु बहुत explanation सुनिछि कोन आपण जानछन सेटा कोन I am going to bank, I am going to the bank. माने ଗୋଟେ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ କୁ ଯାଉଛି କାହିଁକି ନା ପିଲା ଦିନେ ପଢିଥିଲେ ନା ଦିଟା ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ଜାଗାରେ ଲାଗିବ no it's not like that. Just try to fragment your mind ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଏବେ ହାୟର ଲେଭେଲ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି ବହୁତ ଦୁଃଖ ଲାଗେ ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପୁଣି ପିଲା ଦିନ କଥା କୁହନ୍ତି ସାର୍ ଏମିତି ଆମେ ପଢିଥିଲୁ ଆପଣ ପଢିଥିଲେ ଏବେ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି କି so try to bring some new concept okay So this is something called the difference. Take a screenshot if possible. I'm going to write the second one. So this is the importance of the first one. Okay. Right now, let me give you the second example. The second example is something very interesting also. I'm sure some of you are also making mistake. Okay. So these used before superlative degree. It is used. Superlative degree of adjectives. Of adjectives. Okay. So what are superlative degree of adjectives? Try to understand. There is something called, let me be very, small example and take that you have been using for quite some time. I'll be teaching something called adjective. So before that, I'll be telling you something called best. This is you know very well. Okay. So this is called good, better, best, bad, worse, worst, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Okay. So like that. There are a lot of adjectives are there, and based on that, their structures will be completely different. So remember, this is something called the positive degree. We call it positive degree. This is something called comparative degree. And this is called superlative degree. Okay. And remember, with superlative degree, they is compulsorily used. Example, Tendulkar is the best batsman in the world. Check it out. Tendulkar is the best. Okay. This is the worst day in my life. This is the biggest occasion in my life. She is the most beautiful girl in our class. Okay. This is the easiest way to learn spoken English. The easiest. Easy, easier, easier. Bad, worse, worse. Like that. Okay. Pretty, prettier, prettiest. So there are so many adjectives are there that you use every day to define or to give extra information about a noun. Right? So adjective ta gote different chapter re padiba ame, but these are the things that's very important. ମୁଁ ଦେଖେ ବହୁତ ସମୟରେ ଆପଣ wherever trying to write something you are not using the and you feel ଦିଟା ଗୋଟେ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ଜାଗାରେ ଲଗେଇବି ଆଉ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ନଥିବ ସେଠି ଡି ଲଗେଇବିନି. No, it's not like that. Change your mindset. These are the things you require every day. Okay. So remember, these is always used with superlative degree of adjective. Some ଆପଣ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଓ ଏଟା ସବୁର ବେଷ୍ଟ ଦିନ ମୋ ପାଇଁ. This is one of the best days in my life. The best. ଏଟା ସବୁଠାରୁ ଖରାପ ଦିନ ମୋ ପାଇଁ. This is one of the worst day in my life. Not bad or baddest. It is called bad, worst, worst. Okay. So like ଆମେ ତ adjective ପଢିବା, I'm going to give a list where exactly you can understand it. So what is more important? Try to understand. Tendulkar is the best player. The. So this is called superlative degree, and with before superlative degree, these compulsorily used. The biggest, the largest, like that. The tallest. Eiffel Tower is the tallest, tower in the world. Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the Emirates, and that is in the world also. Right? So the tallest, the biggest, the smallest, like that. So ଯୋଉଠି ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ superlative degree ଥିବ ସେଇଠି ଆପଣ be ଲଗେଇବେ. And in your spoken English, and written communication. This is a combined class for written and spoken. Kaila ame porche the importance of these. And these are the things that you cannot avoid. Just very, simple things you are supposed to get it every day. Without that, it's very difficult for you to conduct yourself in any communication, I mean, a medium, right? So, upon it, right now, this is number 2 actually. This is number 2. It is used before superlative degree of adjective. Now, this is clear to everybody?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. If it is clear, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କ'ଣ କହିଲି ଦିଟା କେବଳ ଖାଲି ଆପଣ ସୁପରଲେଟିଭ ଡିଗ୍ରୀ ପୂର୍ବରୁ ବ୍ୟବହାର କରିବେ you are going to use the before superlative degree not before better and good ଆପଣ କହିବେନି he is a better guy no he is the better guy ହେଇପାରିବନି or he is a good guy ହବ but ଆପଣ କହିବେନି like this is the good guy ହେଇପାରିବନି but English is full of something called exceptions तो आपण डबल कंपैरेटिव पूर्वरु दी व्यवहार करिया में बाध्य डबल कंपैरेटिव तो डबल कंपैरेटिव एडजेक्टिव सो व्हाट इज दैट मु कहली सुपरलेटिव डिग्री पूर्वरु आपण दी व्यवहार करी एटा आपण क्लियर हो गेला तापर मु कहली जे आपण ना पॉजिटिव डिग्री पूर्वरु दी व्यवहार करि परिबे किबा कंपैरेटिव पूर्वरु दी व्यवहार करि परिबे ना बट व्हेनेवर इट कम्स टू डबल कंपैरेटिव so what is very important double comparative degree पूर्वरु दे व्यवहार करा जाय आपण कहि सेटा कोन लेट मी एक्सप्लेन इट very interesting okay and sometimes you guys are using also okay so we are अच्छा ए जो जिंसटा मु कहूची that is you can use it straight away this is something called ready made things एटा प्रतिदिन आपण यूज करिवे and it has more relevance in nowadays right so third thing is that these used before double माने 2 okay comparative तो आपण को सर बुझी हलन have you ever heard what is double comparative it is a phrase most of the time आपण एमती को नाती तमे जेते पढिबो सेते तमर उन्नति हो ताको इंग्लिश रे केमति कहबो जेते ऊपर को जीवो सेते ठंडा अनुभव करिवो ताको इंग्लिश रे केमति कहबे जेते ऊपर को जीवो माने ट्रांसलेशन करिवो सेइ द प्रॉब्लम आपन लेट मी टेल यू वेरी ऑनेस्टली मु जेते कहूची इंग्लिश रे केमति कहबे आपन को सारे ट्रांसलेशन हम पाखरे अछि देन यू आर नॉट इन द राइट पाथ दैट इज कॉल्ड डबल कंपैरेटिव जेते तमे जेते पढिबो सेते मन रहिबो आपण एमति कहना जेते कहिबो सेते मन रहिबो जेते पढिबो सेते तमर उन्नति होबो जेते सत कथा कहिबो सेते तमे सत बाटर रहिबो लाइक दैट आपण एमति सब यूज करथन दैट इज कॉल्ड डबल कंपैरेटिव माने वन इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन अदर गोटे छोटी एग्जांपल देबी आमे कहबा जे तमे जेते ऊपर को जीवो सेते ठंडा अनुभव करी एटा को मु लिखुची द हायर यू गो the cooler you feel देखन here something called higher टा कोठ आसला higher highest sent cooler coolest right so this is something called the is used before double comparative so देखंतु एटा ला उडा कंपैरेटिव एटा उडा कंपैरेटिव दिस इज कॉल्ड कंपैरेटिव ऑलरेडी मु कहि दी हाई पॉजिटिव कंपैरेटिव सुपरलेटिव positive, comparative, superlative, right? So the higher you go, the cooler you feel. Look, the higher you go, the cooler you feel. The more you study, the more mark you secure. The more you speak the truth, the more betterment for your life. Right? So this is something called double comparative. This is called double comparative. That means here is a comparative degree and here is a comparative degree. So double means two. So there is two comparative degrees is here. That's why D is used. যদি আপনার কাছে D, higher you go, cooler you feel. Whether the sentence grammatically compatible, it is sustainable. I mean, sentence grammatically it will be grammatically unsustainable. You cannot say like this, and sometimes you are going to make a lot of mistakes. The thing is that whenever it comes to the higher you go, the cooler you feel. The more you study, the more mark you secure. Like that. So this is something called double comparative. And with double comparative, you are supposed to use the, and this is called the definite article. ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣମାନେ? Yes sir. Clear? Vibhu sir, Mohan sir, Muktikant sir, Rajesh sir, Devjani ma'am, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Does it make any sense to you? Does it make any sense? It's very important. ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି, you are going to use in a very lot. Mohan sir ଟିକେ mute କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ. So whenever it comes like this, କାହିଁକି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ important କହୁଛି? Because double comparative is just like use as an just like an advice. ଆପଣ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଏମିତି ଯେତେ ଭଲ ତମେ ସମୟ ଦେବ ପାଠ ପଢାରେ ତମର ସେତେ ଉନ୍ନତି ହେବ. The more time you spend on study, the betterment of your future is, the better your future will be. The better your future will be. तो ଆପଣ ତାକୁ ଏମିତି ଇଂଲିଶରେ କୁହାଯାଏ ଡବଲ କମ୍ପାରେଟିଭ. ତାମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ କରି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଆପଣ ଡିଡକ୍ଟ କରନ୍ତି. ଆପଣ କୁହନ୍ତି ଯଦି ତମେ ଭଲ ପାଠ ପଢିବ ତାହେଲେ ଭଲ ମଣିଷ ହବ. ଏଇଟା ତ ଗୋଟେ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ପଳେଇଲା. ଯେତେ ତମେ ଭଲ ପାଠ ପଢିବ ସେତେ ତମର ମାର୍କ ରହିବ. Okay. So sometimes you feel like that, okay, I can go for a translation. ଯେତେ ତମେ ଭଲ ପାଠ ପଢିବ ମାନେ study, ଭଲ ପାଠ ପଢିବା ମାନେ if you study, ଆପଣ if ଲଗେଇଦେବେ. No. ଆପଣ ଏଠି ଯଦି କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ condition ଦଉନାହାନ୍ତି. It's not a condition. It's a completely an advice. And advice is not condition. Advice ରେ condition ଥାଏ କୋଉଠି? ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଲେ advice ମତେ ଦେବେ. For example, I am not taking food regularly, and my sister Devjani ma'am is calling, you have to take food every day. So it's an advice. So advice ରେ if ର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଆସିଲା କୋଉଠି? There is no need of putting if clause, but most of the time you are putting if. ଯଦି ତମେ ଭଲ ପାଠ ପଢିବ ଏଇଟା ହବନି କି? No, don't try to deflect. ଆଉ ଇଂଲିଶ କହିବା ଏବଂ ଲେଖିବାର ଶୈଳୀଟା ଟିକେ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ. ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପୁରା ଯୋଉ ଟ୍ରେନିଂ ରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, this is called in intensive training. You are in the ICU, you feel like this, and there should be no ଆପଣ ଫୋକସ ଆ ଉପରେ. ଆପଣ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ କୋଉ କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ଆପଣ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିବେ, ରାଇଟ? ଯଦି ମୁଁ କହିଲି ରାଜେଶ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ଏମିତି କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ବା ବିଭୁ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ କହିଲେ ଯେତେ ଆପଣ ଭଲ ଖାଇବେ ସେତେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସ୍ୱାସ୍ଥ୍ୟ ଠିକ ରହିବ, ତ ହଁ ଅବଭିୟସଲି ଆପଣ ଏମିତି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ମଧ୍ୟ. ଆପଣ ଛୁଆମାନଙ୍କୁ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ରିଲେଟିଭ୍ସ ମାନଙ୍କୁ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ କହୁଛନ୍ତି. So this is something called double comparative, and double comparative is a phrase actually. Phrase ମାନେ it's a group of words that gives a combined statement. It's a combined statement, and ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ୟା ଉପରେ ଏଇଟା ନିର୍ଭର କରୁଛି. ଯେତେ ତମେ ଉପରକୁ ଯିବ ସେତେ କୁଲ ଫିଲ୍ କରିବ. So obviously ଯଦି ତମେ ଉପରକୁ ଯାଉଛ ତମେ କୁଲ ଫିଲ୍ କରୁଛ, like I mean to say that is called double comparative. ଆଉ ଡବଲ କମ୍ପାରେଟିଭ ଆପଣ ତ ଓଡିଆରେ ସିଦ୍ଧସ୍ତ କହିବା, ବଟ୍ ଇଂଲିଶରେ କହିଲା ବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଟିକେ କେୟାର ନେବେ. କେମିତି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର କେମିତି ହଉଛି? D ପ୍ଲସ୍ ହାୟର କମ୍ପାରେଟିଭ ଡିଗ୍ରୀ, ଦେନ୍ ଯାହା କହିବେ ଦ କୁଲର ୟୁ ଫିଲ୍. ଯେତେ ଭଲ ଖାଇବେ ସେତେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସ୍ୱାସ୍ଥ୍ୟ ଠିକ ରହିବ. ଦ ବେଟର ୟୁ ଇଟ୍, ଦ ବେଟର ୟୁ ଇଟ୍, ଦ ବେଟର ୟୁର ହେଲ୍ଥ ୱିଲ୍ ବି, ଦ ବେଟର ୟୁର ହେଲ୍ଥ ୱିଲ୍ ବି. ଭେରି ସିମ୍ପଲ. ଗୋଟେ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ରୁ ଆପଣ you can find it a lot of sentence, but ପ୍ରଥମେ ଆପଣ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବେ D ପ୍ଲସ୍ କମ୍ପାରେଟିଭ ଡିଗ୍ରୀ. ତମେ ଯେତେ ଭଲ ପଢିବ, ଯଦି ଯେତେ ଭଲ ପଢିବ ତମର ସେତେ ଅଧିକ ମାର୍କ ରହିବ. The more you study, the more you study, the more mark you secure over, like that. So this is something called double comparative. Now this is clear. ଆପଣ idea ଆସୁଛି like what exactly I want to say. Why I told you because we are discussing something called the importance of the. ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଦିଟା କାଟିଦେବେ sentence ର value ରହିବ. It doesn't, it will stand by its own. So the is very important. This is called double comparative. A double comparative ରେ ଆପଣ the ଲଗେଇବା ପାଇଁ ବାଧ୍ୟ, you are bound to use the in this particular type of sentence. Now this is clear. Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear? ଆପଣ ବୁଝି ପାରୁଛନ୍ତି? Everybody? ନା କିଛି ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ, ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କର କିଛି ମାନେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି ବୁଝିବାରେ, you have to tell me. Sir, ବୁଝିଗଲାନି ବୋଲି. I don't have any problems going through the same concept again and again. But my intention is that you are supposed to understand it. Okay. Now it's clear. Take a screenshot.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Great. So this is the number 3. We are discussing something called the importance of the, right? The fourth one. The fourth one is very interesting also. Okay. The fourth one I am going to give you today. The fourth one. Okay. What is the fourth one? Okay. So ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଏତେ ସବୁ ଦେଶ ଅଛି, like lot of countries are there. ତ ଆପଣ କେତେବେଳେ be India କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି, the Pakistan, have you ever heard it? No. Because before a proper name, ଯେମିତି ରାଜେଶ sir କହୁଥିଲେ, before a proper name, you are not supposed to use it. So India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all the things. The Sri Lanka, no, only Sri Lanka. The India, no, India is a big country. The China, no, only China. The Pakistan, no, Pakistan. Afghanistan, only Afghanistan. But
କିଛି
let me tell,
ତାପରେ ବି ବସିବ ନା ସାର୍,
let me tell you, I'm coming to.
ଯେମିତି ସାର୍
ଆଉ ଥରେ କୁହନ୍ତୁ sir.
ଗ୍ରେଟ୍
Let
ବ୍ରିଟେନ୍
me,
ୟୁକ୍ରେନ୍ ତାପରେ ତ ଦି ବସିବ ନା.
that's what I'm coming, sir. I'm exactly coming. But there are certain countries in the world. There are certain specific countries in the world. There is a group of islands. Take the example of UK. It's a group
Yes,
of
sir.
islands. There are other countries like the West Indies. It's an island. It's Cuba. ଆପଣ ମାନଚିତ୍ର ଦେଖିବେ ତାକୁ. Okay. Cuba, Trinidad, Tobago, like that. So this is the island of country. So before some island country, the Netherlands, the UK, like that. So before that, there are few countries in the world, not all countries. ସେଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ କହିଲି normally ଆମକୁ କୁହାଯାଇଛି country ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଦି ଲାଗିବନି, right? ଆମେ ଯଦି country ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଦି ଲାଗିବନି. But there are few countries in the world you are supposed to use the. Okay. Just like the UK, the USA, the West Indies, the Netherlands, etc. Okay. So like that, you are supposed to use the. Why? Because if you'll ask me why does this happens? Because it's a group of islands. That is the explanation given by the British or the American people when they were trying to use it. The UK is a big country. We are ruled by the UK. The West Indies play cricket well. The Netherlands are called the Dutch. So like that, the UK, the USA, the West Indies, the Netherlands, these are the few countries in the world that constitute something called the island of nation. There are many islands out there. Okay. And before that, you are supposed to use the. And that's why this is called importance. If you're trying to say, I'm going to UK, the sentence will be wrong. I'm going to the UK. My brother lives in USA. No, my brother lives in the USA. Right? These days, the West Indies, West Indies play cricket well. No, the West Indies. Like that. So these are the things. This is a fact actually. Nothing to explain. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଥିଲି, there are few countries in the world like you are supposed to use the. Otherwise, it's not going to be grammatically correct. Right? So this is the rule number 4. Right? And let me give you some other examples. Rule number 5. Okay. And there is something called rule number 5. जोटा कि आपण निहाती भावे यूज करिया. Okay. So I'm not going to the boring rules that you have already come across in your school day. I'm going to give you some things that is are going to really help you in different ways. Okay. And the fifth is very important also. These used before the government departments. So what are government departments? Education is a department. Defense is a department. You can say the education ministry or the education department, the defense department, like that. So these before you. You can check it out in newspaper. You can say the defense ministry, the external affair ministry, B, because or the external affair minister, because this is before government department. That's very right. So here, actually, I want to give you some rules and regulations that you might not have studied in your school day, right? Or because there are some general rules are there before continent, before all the deserts, before something called all the big mountains, the oceans, that you know very well, the Bay of Bengal, all the things that you know. But what you don't know, actually, I want to discuss with you. What do you know that becomes a monologue? Right? Well, there is uniqueness, the sun, unique one. All the 7 wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal, the pyramid, the Great Wall of China. These are called 7 wonders of the world. That is the uniqueness, the sun, the moon, the Mars, all the things. Right? The president, only one place. The prime minister, one place. Right? The chief minister. Why? Because one chief minister in a state. There's no two chief minister. Okay. So like that. So that is how the constitution has been given us the privilege to describe the. Okay, set up on Janichan. So these are the things I'm not going to discuss, but somewhere of the way, somewhat, you might have missed it in your school days or colleges. I'm going to discuss. So these is before some government department. Now this is clear to everybody? Yes or no? Clear? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Vibhu sir, Rajesh sir, Tapachani ma'am, everybody. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So right now, I want to take a question, like, you have already taken it. And I want to, clear this question for you. Upon good question, and a lot of people are. Let me take that question. This is the question I asked you. And what is the right answer? What is the right answer? ଆପଣ ବହୁତ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି the last year something, this year something, next year, like that. Okay. So I try to understand. What do you mean by I have been to Paris? I have been to Paris. So been means already I have informed you. Okay. So let me bring that things forward. Whenever I say been to, the meaning is that this is something called, suppose, India. And this is France. Paris is the capital of France. Okay. So whenever I say been to, you have gone and come back. This is called been to. It's not a big concept, right? So it is clear. But the question is that I have been. At a co tense, I have been. Is it past tense or present tense? Just the present tense. It is the present tense. It is the present tense. आपण जेतले यूज करते लास्ट तो सेटा जे पास्ट टेंस हे गेला
Simple
and
past.
next future time हे गेला I'm going to suppose more Rajesh sir kavi sir I'm going to meet you next Sunday so that becomes a future time next is for future देखो okay so next in number ta jota achi that is something called next means something called future time this means present time and last means past time the answer कोटा
this
answer will be this आपण बुझी पाइले but most people have gone wrong here yes or no Prabhu sir आपण बुझी पाइले everybody question tar answer आपण ठीक रे बुझी पाइले तो I have been to Paris effect is there I have been जदि hard लिखाई थांता ताले this math could have been different so केने hard लिखाइले मते आपण last लगे परिबे it could have been I went to Paris last year कहीं ना अपन जान सकते last year last Sunday yes.
present perfect continuous आसुची ना
नहीं present perfect continue present perfect continuous सेटा नुह सर I have been माने मु जाई आसी चीज I have gone and been भितर difference अछि सेटा present continuous नुह present perfect continuous it is called present perfect अपन सेटा I have been going I have been eating it has been raining it has been पर ing form अछि कि सर अछि कि ing form नहीं ना तो एटा केंति प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट कंटीन्यूअस हो एटा सबुटे कंफ्यूजन I have been I have gone that's the difference you can see my father has gone to market तमने बाबा बे मार्केट रो छन but when you say my father has been to market से मार्केट रो जाई फेरी आछन that is called been to pussycat where have you been I have been to London to look at the queen अपन पढिथिले चतुर्थ क्लास right so been to रो मीनिंग होची जाई मो फेरी आछ so that is called been to it is not present perfect continuous सेटा no that is some different things now this is clear to everybody yes or no अपन बुझ पाइले clear clear okay fine any further question for today how which question is अपन do you have any further question
ତାର ଆନ୍ସର ଟା କଣ ହେଲା ଲାଷ୍ଟ କି ଦିସ୍
ଆପଣ କୁହନ୍ତୁ କଣ ହବ ମୁଁ ତ ସେଇ କଥା କହୁଛି ଆପଣ ଆପଣ ନିଜେ ଆନ୍ସର ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ କଣ ଆନ୍ସର କୁହନ୍ତୁ
ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ଆଇ ହାପେନ୍ ଟୁ ପ୍ୟାରିସ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଇୟର
ହଁ ଦିସ୍ ଇୟର ସେଟା ତ ଦିସ୍ ଇୟର ହବ ସେଇ କଥା ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଯେହେତୁ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ତିନିଟା ୱାର୍ଡ ଅଛି ଲାଷ୍ଟ ହେଲା ଆପଣ ପାଷ୍ଟ ଟେନ୍ସ ପାଇଁ ଲଗେଇବେ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଇଜ ୟୁଜ ଆପଣ କହିବେ ନା ଆଇ ୱେଣ୍ଟ ଟୁ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ପ୍ଲେସ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର last month, last week, last day. So that is something called last night. So last टा कोथ में व्यवहार करिए that is past tense रे व्यवहार करिए तो ये sentence टा past tense रे अछि कि नहीं आउ गोटे थर्ड रहला something called next next is used for future time I am going to meet you next Sunday so that is called future time and here it is something called present so present means this like you so it is obvious the answer will be 2 got it clear
yes sir
बुझ पाइले समझते yes or no
sir
हाँ सर पचर one of the application level question yes correct राजेश सर बुझी पाइले आपण सुकुल सर देवजानी मैम सुभाष मैम देव सर एवरीबॉडी आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट yes or no clear
yes sir
okay so that is something called the importance of the adi mu jo importance of the कहली please use it appropriately most of the time you are going wrong creatively most of the time you are going wrong creatively don't do that okay and try to use it then जो पांचटा रोल छे राजेश सर don't ask me any question ask any further questions from your side any question पचारिबे anybody okay thank you
sir
हाँ
have
सर
been or has been the present perfect continuous रे आसीयो ना
ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦଉଛି
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍
ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ସାର୍ ଦଉଛି ଆପଣ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଇଟ୍ ହାଜ ବିନ୍ ରେନିଂ ସିନ୍ସ ମର୍ନିଂ ଇଟ୍ ହାଜ ବିନ୍ ରେନିଂ ସିନ୍ସ ମର୍ନିଂ ତାମାନେ ଏଇଟା କୋଉ ଟେନ୍ସ ସାର୍ ହେଲା ରାଜେଶ ସାର୍ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା କୋଉ ଟେନ୍ସ
ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ
ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ପରଫେକ୍ଟ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସ୍ ତାମାନେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ପରଫେକ୍ଟ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସ୍ ର ସ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର କଣ ହେଲା ସବଜେକ୍ଟ ପ୍ଲସ୍ ହାଜ or have plus been plus B1 plus ing. Okay, this is the structure. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଯୋଉ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ମୁଁ ଦେଇଛି I have been to Puri. Okay, ଏଇ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ କୁ ମୁଁ ଆମେ ଆଗରୁ କଣ ବ୍ୟବହାର କରୁଥିଲେ ମୁଁ ଯଦି କହିଥାନ୍ତି ଏଇଟା ଏଇଟା ଆପଣ ଭୁଲି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା ଭୁଲି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ନାହିଁ ଏଠି ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିବି ମୁଁ ପୁରୀ ଯାଇଛି ଆପଣ କଣ କହିଥାନ୍ତେ I have gone to Puri. ଏଇଟା ଆଗରୁ ଆମେ ବ୍ୟବହାର କରୁଥିଲେ ସମସ୍ତେ ମୁଁ ପୁରୀ ଯାଇଛି I have gone to Puri କହୁଥିଲେ but gone to ଟାର ମିନିଂ କିଛି ନାହିଁ ତାର ଅର୍ଥ କଣ ହେଲା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ gone to ମାନେ କଣ ଏଇଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଦିଟା ପ୍ଲେସ୍ ଅଛି A and B ଏଇଟା ହେଲା gone to and suppose this is called A and this is called B A and B ଏଇଟା ହେଲା been ତାମାନେ gone to ର ମିନିଂ ହେଲା ଆପଣ ଖାଲି ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ଫେରି ନାହାନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ କେମିତି କହିବେ ମୁଁ ପୁରୀ ଯାଇଛି ବୋଲି ଆରେ ଆପଣ ପୁରୀରେ ତ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ କେମିତି କହିବେ ମୁଁ ପୁରୀ ଯାଇଛି ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ମୁଁ ରାଜେଶ ସାର୍ କହିବି ରାଜେଶ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ କେତେ ଥର ପୁରୀ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ନା ମୁଁ 5 ଥର ପୁରୀ ଯାଇଛି ତାମାନେ ଆପଣ ଯାଇକି ଫେରିଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ ଥର ହେଲେ ପୁଣି ଯାଇକି ଫେରିଲେ ପୁଣି ଆପଣ ଏମିତି 10 ଥର ଯିବା ଆସିବା କଲେ 5 ଥର ହଉଛି ତ ଆପଣ କଣ କହିବେ I have been to Puri ଆଗରୁ ଯୋଉ ଆମ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ଥିଲା ଯେ I have gone to Puri ତ ସେମାନେ କିଛି ସେମାନେ ଭୁଲ ଲେଖିଥିଲେ ସେଟା that was a wrong sentence ମୁଁ ସେଇ କଥାଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ରେକ୍ଟିଫାଇ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି gone to ମାନେ ଆପଣ ଯାଇକି ସେଠି ଅଛନ୍ତି ଫେରି ନାହାନ୍ତି ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ମୁଁ ପଚାରିବି ଆପଣ ବାବା କୁଆଡେ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ନା ବାବା ମାର୍କେଟ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ମାଇ ଫାଦର ହାଜ ଗନ୍ ଟୁ ମାର୍କେଟ ମାନେ ସେ ମାର୍କେଟରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଏବେ ଫେରି ନାହାନ୍ତି ଯଦି କହିବେ ବାବା ମାର୍କେଟରୁ ଫେରି ଯାଇକି ଆସିଲେଣି ମାଇ ଫାଦର ହାଜ ବିନ୍ ଟୁ ମାର୍କେଟ ତ ଯାଇକି ଫେରିକି ଆସିବା ପାଇଁ ବିନ୍ ଟୁ ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଏ that's exactly I want to say ବୁଝିହେଲା ସାର୍ ରାଜେଶ ସାର୍
yes sir
ତ here ତ ଏଇଟା ଯୋଉ ଆପଣ ପିଲାଦିନେ ଯୋଉଟା ପଢୁଥିଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ରେ ଥିଲା ଯେ ବିନ୍ ମାନେ ଏଇଟା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ବିନ୍ ପରେ ମଧ୍ୟ V1 ପ୍ଲସ୍ ing ଲାଗିଛି ଏଠି କଣ V1 ପ୍ଲସ୍ ing ଲାଗିଛି ଲାଗିନି ତ ହାଉ ଇଟ୍ will be there?
ପରଫେକ୍ଟ ଆସିଗଲା ନା ସାର୍ ସିଏ
ହଁ ଏଇଟା ପରଫେକ୍ଟ ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ନା ପରଫେକ୍ଟ ଏଇଟା ହେଲା ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ପରଫେକ୍ଟ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସ୍ ଏଇଟା ବିନ୍ ପରେ ରେନିଂ I have been going I have been eating I have been waiting ତ ing ଲଗାଉଛନ୍ତି ବିନ୍ ପରେ ing ଏଠି ବିନ୍ ing ଅଛି କି I have been to Puri ଏଠି କୋଉଠି ଆପଣ ବିନ୍
ନା
ତ ନାଇଁ ତ ଏଇଟା କଣ ହେଲା ମୁଁ କହିଲି ବା ଏଠି gone to ଜାଗାରେ been to ଲାଗିଛି gone to ମାନେ କଣ ଏଇଠିକି ଯାଇକି ଆପଣ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଦି ଜାଗାରେ ଯଦି ଆପଣ କହିବେ ମୁଁ ପଚାରିବି ରାଜେଶ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ଭାଇ କୁଆଡେ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସାର୍ ମାର୍କେଟ ଯାଇଛି ମାଇ ବ୍ରଦର ହାଜ ଗନ୍ ଟୁ ମାର୍କେଟ ତାମାନେ ସେ ମାର୍କେଟରେ ବି ଅଛନ୍ତି ଫେରି ନାହାନ୍ତି ମୁଁ ଯଦି କହିବି ଆପଣ କେତେ ଥର ପୁରୀ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ କହିବେ ସାର୍ ମୁଁ 20 ଥର ପୁରୀ ଯାଇଛି I have been to Puri for 20 times ତାମାନେ ଆପଣ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ଫେରିଛନ୍ତି 40 ଥର ଗଲା ପରେ 20 ଥର ସେଟା ହଉଛି ଏ ଶୂନ ତ ସେଟା ହେଲା been
yes sir
ତ ସେ କନସେପ୍ଟଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଏତେ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ବୁଝିନା ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ମୁଁ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଆର୍ ବିନିଥ୍ ଉପରେ କହିଲି ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାଟେ ଗଛ ତଳେ ଖେଳୁଛି ଗଛ ତଳେ ମାନେ କଣ ସେ ତଳେ ମାନେ ତାର ସେ ଯୋଉ ରୁଟ୍ସ କୁ ଖୋଳିକି ଖେଳୁଛି ନାଇଁ ତ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ ବିନ୍ ଦ ଟ୍ରି ନଟ୍ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦ ଟ୍ରି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ପିଲାଦିନେ ପଢିଥିଲେ ମନେ ପକାନ୍ତୁ
ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦ ଟ୍ରି
କାଉ ଇଜ ସ୍ଲିପିଂ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦ ଟ୍ରି ଗାଈଟିଏ ଗଛ ତଳେ ସାର୍ ଆମକୁ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେସନ ଡାକୁଥିଲେ ଗାଈଟିଏ ଗଛ ତଳେ ଶୋଇଛି ତ କାଉ ଇଜ ସ୍ଲିପିଂ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦ ଟ୍ରି ବଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ସ ରଙ୍ଗ ସାର୍ ଭୁଲ ପଢିଥିଲେ ଆମେ ମାନିବା ପାଇଁ ପଡେ we are supposed to accept so I don't want to offend anybody ଆଗକୁ ଅଫେଣ୍ଡ କରିବା ସେଇଟା ମୋର ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟ ନୁହଁ କିନ୍ତୁ ଯୋଉଟା ଭୁଲ ସେଟା ଭୁଲ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଭୁଲ ପଢିଥିଲି ମଧ୍ୟ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ରେକ୍ଟିଫାଇ କରୁଛି ପ୍ଲିଜ ଗେଟ୍ ରେକ୍ଟିଫାଇ
ତାହେଲେ ଗାଈ ଗଛ ତଳେ ଶୋଇଛି ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେସନ କଣ ହବ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏବେ ଆମର ରାଇଟ୍ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେସନ କଣ ହବ
beneath under କିଛି ନାହିଁ under ମାନେ ବୁଝି ପାରୁଛନ୍ତି under ମାନେ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଗଛ ଅଛି ନା ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଗଛ ଅଛି ତା root ତଳେ ଏଇଟା root ସବୁ ଅଛି root ତଳେ ଶୋଇବାକୁ under କୁହାଯାଏ under look this is called under this is called beneath right so this is called beneath a cow is sleeping beneath the tree not under the tree I am sitting beneath a tree when there is lightning people are advised not to take rest beneath a tree not under a tree
ବିନିତ ମାନେ ତଳେ ଗଛ ପାଖେ ଶୋଇବା
yes this is beneath no I have you attended that class ଆପଣ attend କରିଛନ୍ତି ସେଟାର problem ହେଇଯାଉଛି ତ ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ସବୁ class attend କରନ୍ତୁ if not going to attend ମୁଁ request କରୁଛି ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ଭିଡିଓଟା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ I have given a graphical representation of that video ତ ବହୁତ ଜାଗାରେ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ rectify କରୁଛି please be rectified ଟିକେ rectified ହେଇଯାନ୍ତି otherwise it's a problem now it's clear to everybody yes or no clear
Yes.
ବୁଝିହେଲା everybody clear or any further question Vibhu sir, Rajesh sir, Sukul sir, anybody?
Okay.
Any further question? Any further question?
ସେଠି ଟେବୁଲ ତଳଟାରେ ତ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଲାଗିବ ନା
Madam, table ତଳଟାରେ under ଲାଗିଲା
ଓହୋ,
ଗଛ ତଳ ମାନେ କଣ ତା ରୁଟ୍ସ ନାହିଁ କି ରୁଟ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ ତାର ଯୋଉ ତଳେ ଯୋଉ ଚେରଟା ବଢିକି ଅଛି ସେଇଟା ଗଛ ନା ନାହିଁ
ହଁ।
ତ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଗଛ ତଳ ମାନେ ଖୋଳିକି ତା ଭିତରକୁ ଯାଇକି ଖେଳୁଛନ୍ତି ପସିବଲ
ନା।
ତ ଆମେ କାହିଁ କହିବା ତାହେଲେ ଅଣ୍ଡର ବୋଲି ମୁଁ କହିବି ଯେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଅଣ୍ଡର ବା ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା ଆପଣ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ରାଇଟ୍ ନାଉ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ ବିନିଥ୍ ତ ଏଇଟା ଅଣ୍ଡର ମାନେ ତଳକୁ ଆସିବା ତ ରୁଟ୍ସ ତାର ଯୋଉ ମାନେ ଚେରଟା ଅଛି ତ ଚେର ଖୋଳିକି ତା ତଳୁ ଭିତରକୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ
ନା
ନା ତ ଆମେ କାହିଁ କହିବା ତାହେଲେ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦ ଟ୍ରି ସେଇଟା କଣ ତା ରୁଟ୍ସ ଗୁଡା ତା ସହିତ ନୁହଁ କି କେବଳ ଆମେ ଟ୍ରଙ୍କ ପାର୍ଟଟାକୁ କାହିଁ ନେଉଛୁ ଯୋଉ ଗଣ୍ଡିଟା ଆମେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଟ୍ରଙ୍କ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଭାବୁଛନ୍ତି ଗଛ ବୋଲି କାହିଁ ତା ତଳେ ଯୋଉଟା ଅଛି ରୁଟ୍ସ ଗୁଡା ଯୋଉ ଯାଇଛି ସେଇଟା କଣ ଗଛ ନୁହଁ ଗଛର ପାର୍ଟସ ନୁହେଁ ତା ତଳେ ମାନେ ଟେବୁଲ ତଳେ ମାନେ ଆପଣ ହଉଛି ଟେବୁଲ ତଳେ ଅଛି ମାଟି ତଳେ ଅଛି ତ ତାହେଲେ ଗଛ ତଳେ ଅଛି ମାନେ ଗଛ ତଳେ ମାନେ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦ ଟ୍ରି ଅଣ୍ଡର ଟ୍ରି ମାନେ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ ହିଡେନ୍ ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦ ଟ୍ରି ତାମାନେ ଆପଣ ଖୋଳିଲେ ସେଟା ହଉଛି ଅଣ୍ଡର ଦ ଟ୍ରି ଆପଣ କଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଖେଳୁଛନ୍ତି ବସୁଛନ୍ତି ଶୋଉଛନ୍ତି ଗଛ ତଳେ ଶୋଉଛନ୍ତି you are sitting beneath the tree ତାମାନେ ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚ ତଳେ ଆପଣ ବସୁଛନ୍ତି so that is called beneath okay this is called beneath this is called under this is called beneath this is called under this is called on this is called over এই concept ଗୁଡାକ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ preposition ପଢୁଥିଲେ it is there very much you can check it out all the graphical representation has been given there okay now clear to everybody yes or no any further question କିଛି question ଅଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କର no
Yes.
question okay thank you and see you